Hello everyone, welcome to FX021. This is the last chapter of our Shang-Chi's project. So in this part we will be covering rendering. Okay, so let's get started. So for rendering, I already set up these things here. I already set the materials here, so I'm gonna walk you through how I do this. Okay, so First of all, create these geo folders here, and in each one, I just create object merge to merge the object from here. Okay, so each one just create a folder here and name it R&DR rings, R&DR smoke trails. Everything is exactly the same here. I just use object merge to bring this object into here, and just select all and hit C to color it red. Okay, and for each of these, select this and go to the render tab and find the sampling tab here and change it to velocity blur, so that Houdini will calculate the motion blur for your geo. Of these all done, you can go to your favorite angle and control left click on the camera to create a camera. Okay, now you can create a camera, and I'm gonna delete this one because I already have one here. So go to your camera view by clicking the icon here and go to cam 1. And now we can click on object tab here and go to out. In here I got a mantra node. You can create your own here. Just type mantra and we'll create a mantra node. Once you have your mantra node here, just make sure that go to the rendering tab here and choose physically base rendering here, and click on the allow motion blur. Okay, and all these settings here is just to increase the sample of your image. You can change if you got noise in your render, you can increase the quality here. And now you can go to the object here, and by default there is a star in the candidate object, which means it will render everything in your object level. We don't want that. We only want to render the scene with R&DR name before here. Okay. When you click on the icon here, you can see we select only the one with the name start with R&DR. Now let's render this. Okay. So first of all, let's delete R&DR here. We want to render one by one. Okay, so let's click on the render rings. This is the one we bring from the rings animate folder. Okay, accept pattern here, and let's go to the object level here. I create attribute wrangle here. I will explain it to you later. So by default, you got an object merge here. Let's hide other object here. So now let's go to the render view. It's here. Go to the render view here, and you can select your camera from the RAW camera. You can select object cam 1. If you don't have object camera 1 here, it's because you haven't rendered it yet. So you just hit render and find the camera here. Okay. So let's wait a few seconds. You can see we already got the rings here. I already assigned the material for it. But first thing first, you can see the motion blur here. It's super long. It's because our velocity is super fast. Okay, the motion blur is depend on our V attribute. So let's put our view flag on the attribute wrangle here. You can see there is a change of our motion blur. Okay, especially on this one. You can see by default the motion blur is long, and now after this it's not that long. Okay, because I think our velocity is too fast and the motion blur is too long, so I just create an attribute wrangle node here. Just the code here means, let me type a wrangle node here. The code here is v at v, which is our velocity, times equals, let's say 0.1. Put our view flag on this, which means velocity is like times 0.1, which will be smaller. Okay, and then I just create a slider for it. So channel float v skew, so velocity skew here, and now you can drag your slider to control the velocity, the motion blur length. Okay, like if it's 8, now you can see the motion blur is really long. Okay, so let's change it back to 0.35 here. I think it's pretty good. And now let's go to the material tab here. So what I have here is a rings glow material, which is, you can go to the material palette here, scroll down to the bottom, and you can see a glow material here. Just drag to the on your right, you can see your glow material here, and then you go to the material tab here, you can see the glow material. Okay, that's my rings glow material. We're gonna delete this one. So in this rings glow material, I just change the color of the glow and enable the emission here. You can see the difference. Yeah, enable emission and turn on the emission value. Okay, and then just Control C your material builder and go to object level. And under render tab, there is a material. Just paste the path here, or you can just select here, go to material, and find your rings glow here and hit accept. Okay, that's how I render my rings. Now we're gonna render our trails. So let's go to the Alt tab here, go to the mantra. Now we're gonna select our trail. So Control click on smoke trail so that we can see both rings and the smoke trail, and hit accept. Now you can see there are 2 in there. Now you can see the trails. Okay, let's go to the object level. This is simple. I haven't changed anything here, so it's just the object merge here from the smoke trails. Okay, yeah, it's the, I just copy this one and bring it here, so it's the same thing here. And I think I use go to material tab here. I use billowy smoke here. You can go to your material palette here. You can find your smoke material here. Yeah, it's this one. You just drag and drop here and you will get it. Okay, for this one, just go to the density tab. I changed some the smoke density here, and for the temperature here, the default here, I'm not sure. Let's see. So drag it here, go to the map. The default temperature is set to temperature field, but I want all the smoke to glow. Okay, I want all the smoke to glow. So so I changed the temperature field to density. So the density is all our smoke, so it will glow everything. Okay, so I just changed the field to density and change my emission value and my color. So you can see here, and also the smoke color is changed here. So that's all I do for my smoke trails. Okay, now it's the sparks glow. Let's go to the Alt tab here, select our render sparks, accept pattern here. Okay, for sparks, let's go to the render sparks. And also for smoke trails, you need to paste your material here, select your material. And for our sparks, I just add another attribute wrangle here. And this one is for my P skew, which is particle skew, which control the width of our trails. Like you can see, if I increase the P scale, it will look wider. Okay. So the P scale, the simple way is you can use P scale like this. So just type at P scale equals 0.01. That will do the trick here. You can see, let's say 0.08. You can see you can already change the scale of your trail. And for mine here, I just use the age of the particle to divide the life of the particle and use and times the value, which controls the width, the overall control of the particle scale. Okay, that's what I do here. And for render sparks, let's go to the material tab. I'm also use the glow material. I just copy this and paste it here. The glow color, you need to select white here. Okay, the color here will multiply the color we have in the object level, because in our object level, let's go inside sparks, we already have color. Okay, you can see the red, blue here. So let's go to material tab here. The glow color we need to set to white so that the color, the one is multiply the color attribute we have, so the color won't change. Okay, and I just changed the emission value and the glow ramp here. Okay, let's say if the color is red, you can see the color is changed. Okay, so we want to keep it to white so that we have our own color. Okay, that's what I do for my sparks. And then it's my particle shockwave. So let's go to object level, go to the particle shockwave here. So it's the same, we bring our particle shockwave here, and yeah, we set our P scales. Okay, the P scale is same, the age divide life. Age is maybe the how long the particle gonna live, and like life is like we set the life to 3, and the age is maybe at setting 17 frames, so maybe 0.8, 0.9. So 0.9 divided by the total life, maybe 3, and we get a value here, and then use 1 minus that value, so we get it. So the value will decrease when the time increase. Okay, so the particle will get smaller and smaller when the time increases, and then we multiply it by a custom value here so that we can control the overall scales here. Okay, so yeah, let's go to the Alt tab here, select render particle shockwave and the set pattern here. Now you can see the particles. So let's go to the material tab here. It's also the glow here, and we also have our for our particle shockwave, we also have our color being set. Okay, we have the first contact color, and then change to more darker blue here. So we have our color set. So let's go to material here. With I'm just copy the sparks glow. It's the same. You can see these two are same. So just set your color to 111 so that we preserve our color in the object level, and change the emission to your favorite. Okay, and let's go to render view, select a random frame. You can see the particles. Okay, and if we go to the object level here, change our particle scale, you can see the particle getting larger. Okay, it takes some time to render, so let's get it back and go to the particle shockwave here. Go to the material here. Let's go to a frame that, let's go to maybe a frame 27. Yeah, you see when the particle first spawn, it has this color, and then when the time goes, it becomes darker and darker. Okay. So last we have our smoke shockwave. Let's go to the out level. Now because it's our last one, we can just delete all that. Type RNDR start here so that it will select everything. Okay, select everything here. Now you can see our smoke. And for the smoke, I just used the, let me find, it's the sparse fireball here. You just drag and drop here, go to the material tab. It's the sparse fireball. So now you can see when I select my material, the parameter window doesn't change. It's a bug in Houdini, so you just delete this parameter tab here, click the plus icon here, go to new tab, open a new one. Okay, now it's back. You can see now it's so. For the smoke shockwave here, you can change the density skew, and I just changed the density skew, smoke color here. And the scattering phase here, it's the scattering let light pass through the smoke, and you can change the fire intensity and temperature skew, and this is the temperature color here. Okay, by default it's set to, I think it's set to the physical black body color, which is the physically correct color for your fire. But I changed it to temperature to color ramp here. Okay, and you can select your color here, and by default it will not work because the emission is controlled. The fire field is here. By default it's not set to density. I think the fire temperature is not set to density, so I change it to density so that everything here will be emission. Okay, so I think that's all I do for my rendering. So if you want to render this out, just go to your out tab here, select your mantra, change it to render frame range here, and make sure the camera is the one you have in your viewport. And yeah, I think that's all you need, right? If you got noise, you can change it here. Okay, all you can do is here, and yeah, I think that's it. Just go render to disk, and you can change the path here. Okay, by default it's gonna go to your project path render folder and save your EXR image there. Okay, one more thing I want to cover is that you can see I got this camera shake on it. You can do it in Nuke or you can do it in Houdini. So I'm gonna show you how to do it. So in Houdini, we already got our camera, which doesn't move at all. So you can animate your translate and rotate value. You can animate it, but you can do it using noise. So let's right click and go to motion effects, and you can see there is a noise here. Just click on that. Now when you play it, you can see the noise is too much, so it moved to the amplitude is too much. You can turn on the roughness, and now you can see there is the camera is moved randomly by the noise here. So that's one way you can do it. I rather do it in Nuke because Mantra renders slow. So in Nuke you can use a camera shake node here, where you can change your amplitude, rotation, skew. So that's what I do. I just do it in Nuke. You can see the camera movement here. So yeah, that's what I want to see. You can add your camera shaking in post, or you can just do it in Houdini with the noise on the translate and rotate value. Okay. If you like the video, please hit the subscribe button, and we will have a new tutorial soon. So see you next time.